Hello everyone, hope I'm audible and visible to all of you. Good morning, Jeevina. And today we'll be doing Hindu analysis of 15 September 2025. If I'm audible, if I'm visible, you can write it in the comment section that I'm audible and visible. 15 September 2025. Awesome articles and editorials are there today. Awesome editorials. My name is Shubham Sagar. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. And yesterday I gave two questions, and this was the yesterday or Saturday rather, as we do every day. 11 MCQ as classwork, 2 MCQs as homework. So good morning, Gajanan. So this is MCQ 12, which I gave you as homework on Saturday. What is the answer of this particular question? Can you tell me? Tell me something. What is reflation? Let me see whether I can hear myself clearly or not. 11 MCQ as classwork, 2 MCQ. So what is reflation? What is the basic meaning of the term reflation? On Saturday, we have talked about inflation, deflation, reflation, stagflation, skewflation, hyperinflation, all these things. So what was reflation? We have also talked about, Phillips curve. We have talked about so many things related to this. So reflation is government induced inflation, because we have seen inflation and unemployment has inverse relationship according to Phillips curve that we have discussed on in Saturday's Hindu analysis. So reflation is sometimes government intentionally brings inflation to curb unemployment to a certain extent. So policy measures, C is the answer, Gajana. Policy measures to revive demand and push prices back towards normal levels after a slowdown. So the answer is C, not B but C. MCQ 13. This was a question taken from, it was an editorial, right? On inheritance rights of tribal women. Saturdays, and again, awesome editorial with Supreme Court judgments, inheritance rights of tribal women. So what is the answer of this particular question? To revise these things, it will help you in remembering stuff in a better manner. So according to agriculture census 1516, what proportion of ST women possess land compared to ST men? So Gajanan has given the answer here, and this time he's correct. Good morning, Anandu. So the answer is 16.7% versus 83.3%. That means out of 100 unit lands, more than 83 belongs to men, and less than 17 belongs to women. And then we have talked about the communitarian concept. What is the community ownership concept of tribal people, and then the other apprehensions. So MCQ 12C, MCQ 13B. Very good, Jeevayan. Now let's move on and let's come back to the present. First article of the day, page number 1. Center reopens PLI scheme. I think we have talked about product linked incentive scheme earlier also, or production linked incentive scheme earlier. It was launched in 2020. What is the basic criteria here? It is based on incremental increase in production, let's say. And we have given an example. Let's say government means there is a particular company. They were earlier producing 1,000 crore units of production. And now, after this PLI scheme, they are producing 1,200 crore units of production, and they are earning 1,200 crore out of it. So this increase is 200 crore, and in this 200 crore, government will give them some percentage, let's say 4% or 5%. So this is PLI scheme, production linked incentive scheme. 4% of 200, you can calculate it. It is more CSAT. So government will deposit 8 crore into the account of that particular company which is producing 200 crore more. So this is production linked incentive scheme. Good morning, Mamta. Good morning, Shipurna. I had a hunch that UPSC has already asked a PYQ on white goods, but I was not getting it anywhere. But I had a hunch that I have taught it somewhere, searching, and then I got it. UPSC 1999, they asked a question on white goods. What are these white goods? So your AC, your refrigerators, ovens, they are called as white goods. Why they are called as white goods? Because they were earlier, colored in white. So that's why they were white goods. And they are items. When UPSC asked this PYQ in 1999, at that time it was item purchased for conspicuous consumption. Conspicuous consumption. What is conspicuous? And again, pay attention to the spelling here. Maybe I'm written it wrong. Oh my god. Conspicuous consumption means these white goods you are buying to show off your wealth, to flaunt your wealth. Maybe 1999 AC and all these things, ovens, etc., they were not seen as necessary goods, and that's why white goods are generally used for ostentatious, or are seen as goods produced for oh my god, I'm stammering here, it's a tongue twister. Ostentatious consumption. So that is the basic word. Please remember white goods. UPSC has already asked PYQ on it. Cool, sir. So now government has reopened PLI scheme for white goods. AC, refrigerator, ovens, etc. will come under white goods. So PLI scheme launched in 2020, but for these white goods, it was launched in 2021. And again, government wants to incentivize the production of air conditioners and LED lights, etc., etc. So you can have a look at this, who are eligible, blah, blah, blah. The things which are important is what is white goods, so what are white goods, what is PLI scheme, how PLI scheme works, what is the basic criteria of PLI scheme, why it is there, because it wants to produce, or it is about make in India. You come, you make in India, increase domestic production, and then will be less reliant on foreign goods, less reliant on China for import. So that is the basic criteria here. Cool. So government has originally approved PLI scheme for white goods in April 2021. As we have discussed, PLI in general was launched in 2020. So keep in mind these facts, they are important. So production linked incentive scheme, PLI launched in 2020 for 3 sectors. Now it has been extended for 14 sectors. You don't have to remember all these things, that it has been, am I? Less reliant on China for import. So that is the basic criteria here. So am I buffering? Any issues? Cool. So hope you understood. White goods, large household appliances, durable consumer goods, called white goods because they were generally white, means coated with white enamel. And we have just discussed, AC, refrigerators, sometimes LED lights, they are also included in white goods. More so these refrigerators, washing machine, air conditioners, microwave ovens, and their items purchased for conspicuous consumption, ostentatious consumption. So these are the words which you have to keep in mind. Only electric things will be considered in white goods, sir. LED lights, yeah, more or less electronic goods, Mamta. Cool. PYQ1, first question of the day, which is a PYQ asked by UPSC 1999. Have a look at this question. So sometime back, Government of India decided to de-license white goods industry. White goods include what? Anandu has given the means answer, items purchased for conspicuous consumption. So the answer is C, as stated by Anandu, Gajanan and Shripurna. Which of the following best explains the working mechanism of a PLI scheme, production linked incentive scheme? How does it work? So Anandu, Gajanan, Shripurna, Mamta, Jivayan, all of you have given the answer. Awesome. How PLI scheme works? Government gives a tax rebate to all companies irrespective of sales performance. Government gives incentive to companies based on incremental sales over a base year. Companies are reimbursed for all their investment in plant and machinery. Import duties are reduced for companies manufacturing goods in India. So Anandu has given the answer. The answer is government gives incentive to companies based on incremental sale over a base year. So hope you understood the basic. So Anandu, Mamta, Shripurna. Yeah, that is the basic concept we have just discussed, and we have discussed about PLI earlier also. The more units you are producing, based on how much increment has happened over the previous year, you'll be given incentive on that. It's not about tax rebate, etc., etc. Government will be crediting a certain amount, based on how much incremental units you have produced over the previous year in your bank account. So the answer is B. B is the answer, Jivayan. B is the answer. Do revise PLI scheme, we have discussed it. Page number 8, editorial, second article of the day, sliver of hope. Inclusive vision of conservation can protect more habitats. So here this article is talking about saltwater crocodile. Largest reptile in the world, saltwater crocodile. Now, this saltwater crocodile, you found them in Sundarbans, you found them in Bhitarkanika. Now, if you know where is Bhitarkanika, you can write it in the comment section. And in IUCN status, they are least concerned, but they are a concern for us in India. They were a concern, and because they are a very important species. How they are an important species? They keep prey population in check. You know, keep prey population in check. Plus, they eat carcasses as vulture does. We have talked about vulture earlier. So they are a very, and if saltwater crocodile is present in a particular aquatic ecosystem, that shows the good health of that particular ecosystem. So it's also like an indicator species. We have talked about different types of species earlier. So that's why the saltwater crocodile is important. This editorial is on saltwater crocodile and how in West Bengal, Sundarban is in West Bengal. Nobody has any idea where is Bhitarkanika? So what I was discussing, I forgot. So yes, sir, saltwater crocodile, least concern. And here they are talking about how conservation efforts of saltwater crocodile has yielded benefits in West Bengal. And do remember it lies under Schedule 1 of WPA 1972. We have talked about these. Earlier also we have talked about Python, which was there, which schedule, which Python was there, and we have talked about WPA. This article is Odisha. Very good here, Odisha Bhitarkanika. So this article is not about, WPA 1972. This article is more about different terms involved here. Saltwater crocodile, Sundarban Biosphere Reserve, census has happened, increase has happened, and this editorial is also talking about, whenever you talk about Schedule 1 WPA 1972, so the focus is more on tiger elephant, which are there in the Schedule 1. There is less focus on these crocodile, etc. But now we are focusing, and there is an effort towards preservation or conservation of these crocodiles, which is actually good. So success attributed to statutory protection combined with site-specific initiative. Now, see this. This is a keyword here. Bhaga Badpur Crocodile Project. So this Bhaga Badpur Crocodile Project is in West Bengal, Sundarbans. They can ask you where is it. So this is captive breeding plus release. So they are capturing these saltwater crocodiles and then they are releasing them, and then they're having a closed look at their production, how much the population is increasing or decreasing. But thankfully, saltwater crocodiles. And do remember one particular point: they are not only there in Sundarban, they are also there in Bhitarkanika. So that is important. Sometimes they will give you it is only there in Python Schedule 1. Very good, Shipurna. So remember these facts, they are very important. So again, now here we always, sometimes what happens, we always criticize India is this, India is that. But see, there is a silver lining. Many countries still provide weaker safeguards for reptiles compared to India. So in that regard, we are doing very good when it comes to, preserving the largest reptile in the world, that is saltwater crocodile. Fine. And you can have a look at this. They are talking about blah blah blah. You can read it. I'm not reading it. We are focusing on the important terms here. Now, this is the point which is important from mains perspective. They can ask you why saltwater means, crocodile preservation is key for us. Why? Because they regulate prey population, as we have discussed. They clear carcasses like vultures, which again we have discussed earlier when we were talking about vultures in previous Hindu analysis articles. Fine. And if they are present in a particular ecosystem, that means that ecosystem is doing good. Cool. Broader lessons, blah, blah, blah. Read it, all these things. They are tolerant of salinity. They persist in brackish water. Now there is term here, climate refugia. Conservation should include proactive climate adaptation, climate refugia. Now the point here is, what is climate refugia? What is the basic meaning of the term climate refugia? So climate refugia means, what is the meaning? See, climate is changing. Our climate has witnessed so many changes over the years, but then there are certain areas where species can thrive. Even when climate change is happening, these particular ecosystem can still sustain themselves. For example, Sundarban is one such example of climate refugia. Western Ghat is one such example of climate refugia, where animals can survive even in adverse situations because this particular ecosystem is very much resistant. So these are climate refugia. So please understand these words. They are important words which we should know. What is the basic meaning of climate refugia? Cool. So conclusion, again, you can read all these things. It recommends, and this is actually a good thing. We are not just focusing on Project Tiger, Project Elephant. That is good, they are important, but at the same time we also need to focus on reptiles, and saltwater crocodile preservation and recovery in Bengal is a good step forward, and that's what they are talking about. This editorial is talking about. MCQ 3. Okay, this is based on the previous article. Just take a guess. Then I will tell you about Veblen goods and how it is associated with white goods. Very important. Like, this is one of the most important MCQ of the day. Although we'll talk about Wolbachia method today, which UPSC has asked a PYQ in UPSC 2023. But this is also an important MCQ, will give you some conceptual clarity. So MCQ 3, you can understand there are terms, there is explanation, and you have to say how many of them are correctly matched. Just take a guess. We have not discussed Veblen, so even if you're getting it wrong, it's fine, but take a guess, because in UPSC also you will witness some questions which will not be known to you, right? So Shripurna has given up. Anybody else who wants to try this question? So there is first term, conspicuous consumption. There is Veblen goods. There is ostentatious consumption. There is explanation, and they're asking which of the following are correctly matched. Mamta has tried it. Shripurna has tried it. So conspicuous consumption is spending to display wealth. So this looks correct. First looks correct. Eliminate B. You're left with ACD. Veblen goods. Now, what happens in Veblen goods? As demand rises, their price rises. So why? Because these are show-off goods. There are certain things which, like Gucci and all these stuff, and you wear those stuff, and you're like, the more pricey it is, the more like people will be like, oh my god, I have a Gucci shoe and all those stuff. So their demand rises when the price rises. So generally there was a time when even these white goods were considered as web blend goods. Demand rises even when the price rises. Then there are other categories of Veblen goods as well, but generally these goods, these show off goods, they are considered as Veblen goods. And let's say you have a Rolex watch, their price will increase, their demand will also increase, because the more expensive they are, people, you may have seen it, cricketers going through airport and people are measuring their worth, how much is the watch worth, and this and that. So generally when the price rises, their demand rises. These are Veblen goods. So second is also correct. If second is correct, then you're left with A and D. And ostentatious consumption is same as conspicuous consumption. It's just a synonymous, like it's a synonym. Conspicuous and conspicuous, oh my god, and ostentatious, they are same. So the answer is D, as stated by Mamta, Shiparna, Jiva, and Anandu also tried it. Anandu third is also correct. Ostentatious, conspicuous, they are all one and the same. So again, a tricky question. A basic rationale is: did you people understand Veblen goods? Then there are other thing also in Veblen goods. Do revise it. Just a idea, like basic rationale. Even the price of bread. If the price of bread rises, or the demand rises as the price rises, the price of bread rises, the demand will also rise. You know why? Because bread is anyway a very poor man's food, or potato or all. So if if the price of potato, bread etc., they are rising, the alternatives are also rising at a higher pace. So we have no option, poor people have no option but to consume these goods. Let's not go there. Just understand the basic rationale. What is the basic rationale of Veblen goods? Cool. Let's focus. Let's talk about some more stuff. MCQ 4. Bhaga Bathpur crocodile project, often seen in the news, is primarily associated with what? Costly product, right? So olive ridley turtle consumption, conservation, captive breeding of saltwater crocodiles, gharial habitat restoration, mangrove plantation in the Sundarbans. As Mamta stated, Anandu stated, the answer is captive breeding of saltwater crocodiles, as we have discussed. Bhagabadpur, West Bengal. Shipuna, have you heard about it? It's in your state only. But again, that's a stupid question. There are many things which are in our state or our place. Okay, so all now the homework for you people is read about olive ridley turtle. Read about the IUCN status of olive ridley turtle. Where is it found? These kind of questions are important. Read about gharial. Solve UPSC PYQs on gharial. We'll just discuss about them. This is one of the three crocodile species in India. One is means saltwater crocodile. Other is gharial, and third one you have to find out. So UPSC PYQ has already been asked on gharial, and again you can solve it. So again, there are keywords associated in this MCQ only, which you have to do research on. Oh my god. Okay, let's focus. MCQ 5. What is the basic meaning of the term climate refugia? Areas with no human interference designated as protected zones, underground shelters created for biodiversity conservation, temporary breeding grounds for migratory species, regions where species can survive. What is climate refugia? Ashripurna, Gajanan, Jivayan, they have given the answer. Mamta has also given the answer. The answer is regions where species can survive during adverse climate changes due to stable local condition. Cool. If you like this video, like it, share it, subscribe it, and you can buy these into analysis PDF at 199 per month and thereby supporting this initiative. If you have any doubts, collect them. We can always schedule these doubt sessions as well. Any doubts related to any exam, most of our UPSC CSE, you can also be a part of my mentorship program. These doubt sessions, Hindu analysis, everything will be included now. From like, I think tomorrow, day after tomorrow at 3 p.m. every day. I will do one more live at 3 p.m. every day. I think history through PYQs. What I want to do in that is, this 3 p.m. live will be on YT YouTube, history through PYQs. So chapter by chapter will be going, in this valley, and one day, one chapter there, PYQs, and via that we'll understand what UPSC is looking for. And I'm also thinking about launching a paid initiative, which is, history through NCRTs. Long time back, I was teaching somewhere, and I did a series, NCRT series there, where I, taught from class chapter 6, means class 6 to class 12. And it's not like just a summary. Class 6 chapter 1, one video, one PDF. I'll be underlining the PDF of new rationalized NCRTs. So in this paid initiative, history through NCRTs, you will be having one video of class 6 chapter 1, chapter 2, and like this it will be going on till class 12 last chapter, and the PDF and the video will be provided to you. If you have any issues, we'll have doubt session. So this will be a paid initiative, and it will be included in this mentorship. There will be no additional fee, but if you're not part of mentorship, this will be rupees 999. I'm just thinking about it, and day after tomorrow, or means tomorrow, day after tomorrow, this thing will be launched. Same way, this YT live, this will be free, history through PYQs. I'll be sharing the PDF in our Telegram channel. So these are some new initiatives which I will be coming up with. This will be a paid initiative, 999. Again, I'm telling you one more thing very seriously. Last year when I launched this mentorship program, it was 999. Then it increased to 1999, then 2999, and now it is 4999. In future also more and more initiative will come, and more often than not it will be included in mentorship program. So right now it is 4999. History to NCRT is included here. I will urge you people, if you want to be a part of it, be a part of it at the earliest, because you don't know in 6 months time what will be the price, because it's not a simply mentorship program, it's like an umbrella program where multiple initiatives are included. So hope you understood where I'm going with this. Later on, don't tell me if the price of mentorship increases, because I can deal with a certain amount of people, I cannot take all, so then I will increase the price. So it's totally up to you, and you know the process. But yes, this series will be started soon. History through PYQs, I think from tomorrow, and history through NCRT is also tomorrow, day after tomorrow. One will be YT, another will be PEAT. Okay, sir. So hope you understood the basic rationale here. After a certain period, things become free in mentorship program. The sooner you join it, the better it is for you. I'm telling it for you. And okay, so again, in mentorship, I'm all yours. Let's move on. And you can also switch. If you're a part of subscription or Hindu analysis, this and that, you can switch to mentorship by paying the remaining amount. If the prices increases earlier, I'm telling you, don't tell me. And you can also donate. Let's move on to the third article of the day. Page 20, Science 2. Mosquitoes suck but should now. Wolbachia method. Wolbachia method, UPSC has already asked a PYQ in 2023. And this is a very, very important article, and very, very important article. I cannot tell you how important it is, because, mosquitoes, according to CDC, Center for Disease Control and Prevention, mosquito is the world's deadliest animal. Millions of people are dying every year. More than 1 million people, more than 10 lakh people are dying every year because of these mosquitoes. So should we kill all of them? Then also there are scenarios here. Not male mosquitoes are not the ones who are doing these killings. Females are the one. Females are generally the naughty one, right? Even in the mosquito family, that is the scenario. So because UPSC has already asked PYQs on it, we have to be ready for it, and we have to understand the whole scenario. So there are different techniques. So there is a sterilization technique, or make them sterile. Sterile means means, let's say, male population. If you're making them means sterile. Sterile means they cannot produce children. If they're not producing children, mosquitoes will be controlled to a certain extent. Then there is this Wolbachia method. There are limitations of this Wolbachia method as well, which UPSC has asked in 2023. Have you people heard about this Wolbachia method earlier? Anyone? Wolbachia, mosquitoes suck, but should we simply get rid of them? Nobody has heard about it. We'll talk about it. So USA CDC, they're saying that mosquitoes are world's deadliest animal, killing over 1 million, means more than 10 lakh people are dying every year. Climate factor, global warming, blah, blah, blah. And you can see they are saying that mosquitoes are very adaptable. Just like crocodiles and all, cockroaches and all, mosquitoes are also very adaptable and they're continuously adapting. Study shows, and this is a very important article, very, very important article. Number of prelims PYQs, means PYQs related to this article is huge. So you have to pay attention here. So let's focus. So study shows mosquitoes can adapt. Debate on eradication. Should we eradicate them all? No. The answer is no. There are some mosquitoes which are acting as pollinators. What is pollinators? Pollinators are transferring, in plants, they are transferring anther and like from male part to female part, somebody is acting as an agent because plants cannot move and uh, produce among themselves, right? So some species are playing a role as pollinators, which is necessary for fruit production and all these things. So we need some mosquitoes. You cannot kill them all. They're doing a lot of things. They're acting as pollinators. They're acting as fish food. Male mosquitoes are anyway not the problem. The problem is female mosquitoes. So eliminating only disease carrying species may not cause major ecological harm, and we have to do that. And that's what this article is talking about. And then there are certain keywords. Historical success. US has eradicated malaria. Again, you can read these things. Eradication is temporary. Mosquitoes reappear because they are very adaptable. Now let's focus. DDT was used earlier, diphenyl trichloroethane, but it damaged ecosystem. What is the way forward? There are approaches. Now this is important. This is a very important slide. You have to focus here. Very, very important slide. And multiple questions have been asked by UPSC from this particular slide, from this particular information. Sterile insect technique. What does it mean? We have discussed males are not the problems. Let's make them, you know, mm, let's make them such that they are not able to produce. So traditional sterilization with radiation harm many males. And then there is CRIPS. This is gene editing technology. UPSC has already asked PYQ on it. CRISPR Cas9 gene editing technology. So there you are sterilizing them so that they are not able to produce. Or if they are producing, then create a situation where they're producing only male mosquitoes, because we know male mosquitoes are not the problem, female mosquitoes are, right? Second scenario is drug repurposing. Again, there was a drug nitisinone which is killing Anopheles mosquitoes, which is responsible for so many of these diseases, right? But and they are very effective. So this is one solution. And again, focus. You will remember all these things once you're solving some questions. Hope you understood. Female mosquitoes are the one which are the major, player which we have to deal with. Wolbachia, which UPSC has already asked in 2023. So what is happening here? When it is introduced in Aedes aegypti and all these mosquitoes, different variants who are causing yellow fever, Zika. Remember, malaria is not here. They are ineffective against malaria. That is the problem with Wolbachia. They are ineffective against malaria carrying Anopheles mosquitoes, but they spread or prevent the spread of dengue. You can see here they are active and they can prevent Aedes aegypti, dengue, etc. But they are not active against malaria. Please understand one thing here. You don't have to go into the technological intricacies. What we have to understand is what is Wolbachia. It's a bacteria. What is the purpose? To prevent the spread of mosquitoes. Is it effective against malaria? The answer is no. So just remember these keywords. What it is doing, and what is the limitation. Even if in mains they ask you this question, you can answer this. These all new approaches you can write in the mains answer. What is how we can control this? Because this is the most deadly insect and animal as stated by CDC. Then certain bacteria secret harming and blocking again. So if Wolbachia is not working against malaria, something has to work against malaria. And then there are new bacterial approaches. So, research is going on, and we have to keep in mind these things which they are talking about. Eliminating one species may allow another to flourish. So combination strategy has to be done. We cannot eliminate all mosquitoes. What we have to do, we have to kill some of them, we have to use drugs for some of them, we have to use vaccines for some of them, and we have to treat the infected people. So this is a combination multi-pronged approach which we have to do. Please pay attention to the keywords here. What are the keywords? Wolbachia, what it is. Sterilized insect technique, what it is. Male mosquitoes, are they the problem? No. So these are the things which we have to keep in mind. Because this article is too technical, we don't have to go into the intricacies of this article. Let's focus on PYQ 6 of the day. UPSC 2023. So Wolbachia method is sometimes talked about with reference to which one of the following? So Mamta, Shipurna, GY, and they have given the answer. So what is the Wolbachia method? Controlling the viral diseases spread by mosquito. Gajanan has also given the answer. Very good, yeah. Let's move on to seventh MCQ of the day. Do option elimination. That will help you in arriving at the answer. So Shipurna, Mamta, Jiva, and Gajanan and Anandu, they gave the answer. Very good. Consider the following statement about mosquitoes. Only female mosquitoes bite and spread diseases. Of the 3,000 plus species of mosquitoes, only a few are vectors of human diseases. I'm telling you, whenever you are getting multiple statement questions, read all of them first and then arrive at a conclusion. Mosquitoes play no ecological role and can be eradicated without any consequences. So Shipurna and Mamta, they have given the answer. We have just discussed they play a role. They have positive role as well. Even mosquitoes have positive role. What is the positive role? They are pollinators. They are fish food. So all these are positive roles of mosquitoes. Negative roles to anybody can write. But the people who have read this article, they can only write these positive things. Cool, sir. So the answer is A1 and 2 only, as stated by Shpurna, Mamta, Gajanan, and Jivan also tried it. Very good. Next article of the day. PM Modi sir inaugurates India's first bamboo-based ethanol plant. I don't know why. Whenever I hear bamboo, I feel I want to laugh. I don't know. Again, just let's not laugh. So ethanol plant, we know ethanol E20. It's in news. C2H5OH, one type of a hydrocarbon. On different types of hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons are basically which is containing hydrogen and carbon. Cool. So ethanol, C2H5OH. Now, up until now, ethanol was basically made from sugarcane. Other ingredients were there, but sugarcane. Now, bamboo. Oh my God. How many of you love bamboo? Okay, let's focus. So now, please understand, bamboo is actually a grass. And here are the technical terms which you have to keep in mind. Bamboo is actually a grass, but under Indian Forest Act, it was treated as a tree. Indian Forest Act of 1927 initially, and then later on it was treated as a tree. Why? So that if anything is a tree, you cannot cut it like that. You need permission and all those stuff. But if it is a grass, anybody could cut it. Now it has been reverted back. Bamboo is treated as a grass so that more cutting could be done and it could promote rural economy. So when bamboo was treated as a tree, at that time the problem was rural people, they cannot cut bamboo. They were dependent on bamboo for so many reasons or so many factors. Now government has reverted back. Bamboo is treated as a grass. You can cut it as many ways as you want to. And that's what PM sir is talking about here. Don't love bamboo. Hey, 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 hey. So let's focus here. And anything first, as Shipurna keeps on talking about, your first love, your first crush, etc. So this is the India's first bamboo-based plant. Where is it? It is in Assam, Golaghat district. First bamboo-based ethanol plant. Now there is one thing which is very important for you people. Different, like this is a biofuel, right? Ethanol, biofuel which we are extracting from sugarcane now, from bamboo. So this is a homework. Do it first to fourth generation or fifth generation, whatever generations biofuel you have, read about it. Which generation biofuel is about algae, which is about crop residue, this and that. Read it. This is homework. We'll talk about it later on. But right now we are focusing on the other keywords. Let's focus. So it is in Assam, first bamboo-based ethanol plant. Keep it in mind. Unique feature: bioethanol plant worth 5,000 crore is described as world's first zero waste facility. No waste would be produced. Green bamboo. Oh my God. So earlier. I'm so sorry. So we have talked about green hydrogen earlier. You know, we have talked about green energy earlier. So green hydrogen, hydrogen, that is electrolysis of water you are doing, and you are getting hydrogen. Balance this equation. So if you are doing the electrolysis of water using renewable energy, then that is green hydrogen, right? So green bamboo, it's green bamboo. Bamboo is generally green, so it will promote energy security and it will reduce dependence on fossil fuel, petrol, etc. Because now more ethanol will be produced, more blending will be done, more vehicles will be destroyed. No, that's just a lie. That's just a joke. Cool. So significance for Assam. Assam is good in bamboo production. This is not a joke. They are seriously very good in bamboo production. One of the largest producers of bamboo in the world. So, okay, let's focus. So it will promote self-sufficiency, more ethanol, more blending. We will be following Brazil, which does E100. Everything is ethanol. So that will reduce our reliance on petrol. Fine, 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 fine. Read all these things. It will benefit farmers and tribal communities because who are producing bamboos? Rural people. So again, and Modi, sir, he criticized past governments because we have just discussed the basic difference between people. What do you say? Should I revert back to 8 a.m.? I think people are not able to wake up at 7:30 a.m. I don't know why. But see, the thing is, how many of you are here who say that no, sir, we should continue at 7 a.m.? And how many of you are like, no, sir, we should go back to 8 a.m., 7:30 a.m.? What's your view on that? Chapandis. So 7:30 a.m. or 8 a.m.? I feel like sooner the better, you know. Ideally, we should not, if I come back and do it again at 8 a.m. now, this would be like backtracking. Ideally, we should try to do it at 7 a.m. Sooner the better. Mamta is saying 8 a.m. People, you're free to write it in the comment section. What is your view on that? So, raw material sourcing, you can read all these things. Output, the facility will produce ethanol, acetic acid, so many other things will also be produced in this particular facility, which is India's first facility, which is converting bamboo to ethanol. So, remember these facts. Cool. Economic impact, there are different companies which are involved: NRL, Fortum, Chempolis, and it will boost rural economy of Assam by 200 crore per year. Continue 7:30 a.m. Gajan is saying 7 a.m. 7 also okay. So okay. So sooner rather than later will be reading means whatever is best for you. Best is 7:30. I want to reach at 7 a.m. because you know it's negative if you're going back from 7:30 to 8. It's better if we are reducing it. It's not better if we are increasing the time. Let's solve MCQ 8. Based on the previous article on mosquitoes, one of the most important articles, one of the most technical articles which you have to revise. Solve this question. Shubham is saying 8 is good, sir. Okay, let's see Shubham. Try to wake up early, Shubham. So consider the following statement regarding currently 7:30 is winning and people are like, let's go sooner to 7 a.m. My aim is 7 a.m. Yeah. I so want to do it, but I don't want to compromise on the quality. Quality is paramount. Then comes time, but time is also important. Quality is the most important thing, and then the time part. So mosquito control methods, we have talked about sterilized insect technique, we have talked about Wolbachia method, UPSC 2023 question, and again do option elimination. Try to solve this question. So Jivayan, Shipurna, Gajanan, Mamta, they have given the answer. So sterilized insect technique involves releasing sterilized male mosquito to reduce production. That is correct. So Wolbachia bacteria can block viral infection, dengue, chikungunya. We know Wolbachia's limitation is it is not effective in preventing malaria transmission. So third is wrong. If third is wrong, done. A1 and 2 only. So do revise that article. Very important article. Very comprehensive article. MCQ 9. Bamboo. Solve this. So bamboo-based ethanol plant, zero waste facility producing ethanol from green bamboo located in Numaligarh, joint venture between NRL, Fortum and Chempolis OI. So Mamta has tried it. What about other people? So zero waste facility, Jivan has given the answer. Yes, producing ethanol from green bamboo. That is correct. So ABD. Plant is located in Assam, Numaligarh. That is also correct. So the This you're left with A and D. Joint venture between NRL, Fortem, and Chempolis. This was written at the end, so maybe you may not have read it, but yes, these are the companies which are involved. NRL, Fortem, and Chempolis OY. So some foreign companies are involved here, and this is actually good for us. Better technology. So the answer is D, all of them. I'm not saying that indigenous technologies are not the best, but yeah, they have expertise. This Finland, Scandinavian countries. So the answer is D, all of the above. All of the statements are correct here. So again, a factual question. All. Yeah. Let's move on to the next article of the day. Russia flexes military muscle with hypersonic missiles and bombers. So here we'll talk about Zircon hypersonic missile. See why this article is important for us, because UPSC has already asked questions on THAAD, different types of missiles and all. UPSC has asked questions on that. And there was an India-Russia missile collaboration. UPSC has asked on that. So this Zircon, they can ask you, what is Zircon? It's a hypersonic missile. We have discussed this multiple number of times. Subsonic, less than the speed of sound, less than 1 Mach. It is measured in Mach. Then you have supersonic, greater than 1 Mach. Generally, people believe 1 to 3 Mach, but greater than 1 Mach. And then you have hypersonic, greater than 5 Mach, like the speed more than 5 times the speed of sound. So this has outing around 9 Mach. This whole Zircon, greater than the, like, 9 times greater than the speed of sound. Hypersonic cruise missile. Then the other word which is important here is cruise, ballistic and cruise missile. So we have discussed again this thing earlier. Ballistic missile. So you have a projectile path. These missiles, what happens in these missiles? Like when you launch them, they follow a projectile path, right? So ballistic missiles, they have a predetermined path. They will follow this projectile path. But on the other hand, the cruise missile, you can change its path. You may do it like this. So in cruise missile, you have more control. You can guide this particular missile, unlike ballistic missile, which has a predetermined path, more or less. So do remember these facts. They are important facts. They can give you these, that means ballistic missile. No, it's a cruise missile. And now they are doing a joint exercise with Belarus. You have to look at these places in the map. Where is Belarus? Zapad exercise is an exercise between Russia and Belarus. Now, obviously, Western European countries, the NATO countries, who are ally of US, they will be a little bit unhappy with whatever Russia is doing right now. You can guide this particular missile. Voice is low. Ballistic missile. I'm showing. Which has a predetermined path, more or less. So the voice is cool. Shubham, this is just too much. See, I just unmuted myself. Is it too low, guys? I can hear myself. I don't think it is too low. Okay, focus. So what are the things which are important? What is Zircon? Hypersonic cruise missile. And where they have launched this? They have launched this as a part of Zapad exercise, which is happening between Russia and Belarus. And again, Russia is saying that this is not to target NATO. We are just targeting our, defense structure, how it is working, whether it is working properly or not. These are the basic. No, sir. It's okay, sir. No, sir, it's good. Cool. So, okay, let's focus here. So, stated goal, improve military command coordination. And again, Russia is saying that we don't want to target NATO. We are just checking our security. And then NATO has launched certain operations. We are not concerned with that. We are concerned with what is Zircon. Who launched it? It is a part of which particular exercise? What is hypersonic? What is cruise missile? So these are the things which are important. Flies at 9 times the speed of sound, has a range of over 1,000 kilometers, can strike sea and land targets. And Russia's defense minister says that target was destroyed by a direct hit. Again, they means, they tested it. It is not against NATO. That's what official version of Russia is stating. But again, if they're testing at whom they want to launch it against in future, these are the countries. Again, we are not going there. We are not going to the speculation part. Hope you understood. Cool. Let's solve this particular MCQ. MCQ 10 of the day. So Zircon missile recently tested by Russia is classified as an intercontinental ballistic missile, hypersonic cruise missile, subsonic cruise missile, anti-ballistic missile. What is Zircon? GYN and Purna has given the answer. It is hypersonic cruise missile. Gajanan has also given the answer. Hypersonic cruise missile. Very good. MCQ 11. Let's solve this question. Hypersonic, supersonic, subsonic. You have to match them. Very good, Shubham. So Jivayan, Shiparna, Gajanan, Mamta, and Shubham, they have given the answer. Hypersonic, supersonic, cruise, missile. So Mamta has given the answer. Try for it, Shiparna. So what we have just discussed, subsonic missile below Mach 1. So if you're confused, first of all, choose that option which you know for sure is correct. So 3 is C. If 3 is C, we know for sure C and D gone. You're left with A and B. So now hypersonic, supersonic. Which one is a bigger one? Supersonic is greater than 1 Mach, right? So 2 has to be A. 2 has to be A. Answer is A. 1B, 2A, 3C. Hypersonic is greater than 5 Mach or more. So that is hypersonic, and this particular missile is hypersonic. It is greater than 9 Mach. So the answer is A. A is the answer, Shipurna Gajanan. And Shipurna Gajanan has given the correct answer. Mamta and Jivan also tried it. Hope you understood why. Revise it. These are important terms, technical terms. Today, Hindu art means they were articles, but science and technology articles were more. And that is actually good for us because most of the people, they don't like to read science and tech. Oh my God. MCQ 12. Zappa joint military exercises conducted between Russia and China, Russia and Belarus, Russia and Ukraine, Russia and NATO. NATO. Shipurna Jivayan, they have given the answer. Think about it. This is the homework. We'll discuss it tomorrow. And 13th, MCQ 13, based on that mosquito article. In the context of pollinators, which of the following statement is or are correct? Very good, Shipurna Jivayan, Mamta, Gajanan, Shubham. In the context of pollinators, which of the following statement is or are correct? Pollination is a transfer of pollen from male part to female part. Only bees act as pollinators. Mosquitoes and flies do not. Around 1/3 of global food crops depend on pollinators. So what do you think is the answer? Purna has tried it. Okay, think about it. We'll have a discussion on this particular question tomorrow. 12 and 13, as always, their homework. Like, share, and subscribe. Spread the word. What is your score out of the 11 questions? You can post it in the comment section. So, Shipurna, Mamta, Gajana, Jivayan, they tried it. Cool. You can, as I've told you, you can buy these Hindu analysis PDF in 199 per month. They will help you in your revision. Let's say, that will, because you have read from it, so if you revise it again, let's say you read from me and you're revising some other current affair magazine, you may find it difficult, but if you're revising these things will go faster in your mind, because repetition is the mother of learning, as Oxford says. And if you have any doubts, collect them and we can schedule doubt sessions as well. You can also be a part of my mentorship program. Any initiative like these doubt sessions, Hindu analysis PDF, everything is free here for 4999. Any future initiative like history to NCRTs, I will start from tomorrow, chapter by chapter. So again, that will be included here. You don't have to pay separately, but yes. If you want to just buy history through NCRT, that would be rupees 9999. And history through PYQs, that will be a free initiative on YouTube, live at 3 p.m. from tomorrow or day after tomorrow. I have to prepare certain stuff. Cool, sir. And again, after a certain period, everything becomes free in mentorship program. So you can join it. You should join it. The price will increase. I don't know when, but it has increased in last 1 year from 999 to 4999, because more and more things became part of this mentorship program. Cool, sir. So yes, I'm all yours in mentorship program. You can tease me anytime. Switch, but don't tease me anytime and every time. And you can also switch. If you are part of Hindu subscription, you can switch to mentorship by paying the remaining amount. Okay, sir. You can also donate. So that's it from me, sir and ma'am. Is it daily current affairs from the Hindu News? Yeah, daily current affairs from Hindu News, Shubham. So thank you, everyone, and I will see you people tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Hopefully, very soon we'll meet at 7 a.m. Let's see when. Bye bye. Any doubts, you can collect it and we can always take them at the end.